Good afternoon, students. And today we will discuss the topic transportation. Though we have done this topic, and once again, I am brushing it up so that whatever doubts or whatever queries you have, you can get it clear. So the transportation, first we will discuss both the transportation in case of the human as well as in case of plants. So first of all, before going into the different, or we can say how the blood transport, blood circulation occur through the human heart, let us discuss first the introduction part. That is transportation. Definitely, we can use the word circulation also. Okay. So which is the main fluid connective tissue of our body? Which is the main fluid connective tissue of our body? Anyone? Fluid connective tissue of our body? Okay, Sumit, blood. Okay, blood, fine. So blood is a fluid connective tissue of our body. Now, if we are about to discuss the function of the blood, then definitely the blood carries the respiratory gases, O2, CO2. It also transports hormones. It also transports the waste product, and also it is very important for the different components have the different function. It is also important for building up the immunity of the body, because WBC will be present or is present in the blood, which will be increasing the immunity. So first, let us sum it up with the function of the blood: transportation of the respiratory gases, carrying of the digested food, carrying away of the waste material, transportation of the hormones. Okay, so can anyone recall the function of the blood? Raise your hand so that I can unmute you. Function of blood. Function of blood. Anyone? We have already discussed this topic in class also, so you must have that. Yes. Okay, Sumit, unmute yourself. Yes, Sumit. Go ahead. Sumita, you have unmuted yourself. Yes, you have unmuted. Go ahead with the answer. I think some network issue from your side. Okay, no problem, Sumit. Kushagra. Kushagra, unmute yourself. What are the functions of blood? Kushagra? What are the functions of blood? Kushagra, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir.
Kushagra, what is the function of blood?
Sir, it helps in the transportation of the respiratory system.
Okay. Transportation of the respiratory gas is fine. Okay, Sumit again. Sumit. Sumit, I think Sumit, you do one thing, you disconnect and again join the class. I will admit you. I think the problem will be sorted out. Some network issues coming from your side. Okay, Anshu. Anshu, unmute yourself, Anshu. Other functions?
Sir, it transports food.
It transports food. Okay, fine. Now, if we are about to discuss a component of the blood, the fluid medium of the blood is the plasma in which the cells are suspended. That means the plasma act as a matrix. The plasma act as a matrix. Okay. And if you are talking about the blood cells, then the blood cells, RBC, red blood cells, platelets, white blood cells. Now, the plasma transport food, carbon dioxide, salt, and the nitrogenous waste in the dissolved form. Sumit, now it is okay, the connectivity from your side. Unmute yourself, Sumit, now. Sumit. Okay, I think some issues from your side. Okay, no problem. And if you're talking about the function of the different blood cells, red blood corpuscles definitely carry O2, CO2. And now the most important thing is that the WBC, they help in the defense mechanism of the body, and the platelets definitely helps in blood clotting. Okay. Now, if we are saying, or if we are discussing the blood, what is the main organ which is coming in our mind? The heart. So heart is the pumping organ. It pushes the blood around the body, and definitely it is surrounded by a network of blood vessels. Now, if students, we are to discuss the structure of the heart, this part is very important, student. First of all, tell me, anyone, how many chambers are there in human heart? Anyone? How many chambers are there in human heart? Just a moment, let me enlarge it. Okay, many students have. Okay, Dhruv Kumar, unmute yourself. Yes, Dhruv, unmute yourself. I've given. Okay, Dhruv.
Sir, 4 chambers.
4 chambers. Okay, fine, correct. 4 chambers are there. Can anyone say why there are 4 chambers? As I already discussed that during the offline class, that there is a evolution in the chambers of the heart also. There has been, or there is a evolution in the chambers of heart also. So what does it indicate? Okay. Anyone? Why there is, what is the importance of 4 chamber? What is the importance of the 4 chamber? Good, Sumit, for getting required amount of the energy. Okay. Energy requirement of us, that means we, the human, definitely our energy requirement is maximum. And that is why we are having the 4 chamber heart, so that the oxygenated and the deoxygenated blood do not get mixed up. Now, student, let us discuss first the structure of the heart, and then we'll discuss the functions. Now, all of you see, the 4 chamber are right atrium, right ventricle, left atrium, left ventricle. These are the name of the 4 chambers of human heart. Now, superior vena cava, definitely the tube. Okay, first of all, let me discuss the anatomy, then I will go togetherly for the function. There is a septum. Septum is the division. Septum is a division between the right and the left half of the human heart, so that there will be no mixing of the oxygenated and the deoxygenated blood. Okay, there will be no mixing of the oxygenated and the deoxygenated blood. Now, there are valves between the atria and the ventricle, so that they get closed and there is no backflow. Then we have the pulmonary artery and the pulmonary vein. Now let me discuss the course of the blood circulation through human heart. Let me discuss the course of the blood circulation through human heart. How does the blood flow through the human heart? Let me show you with the help of this block diagram. Okay, this block diagram. Let me show you with the help of this block diagram. Superior vena cava is a tube which brings deoxygenated blood to the right atrium. When the right atrium is filled up, the valve which act as a guard between the atrium and the ventricle, they get open, and the blood now enters into the right ventricle. From the right ventricle, through pulmonary artery, the deoxygenated blood goes to the lung. What is the purpose? To get oxygenated. From lung, now I'm showing you by red color, deoxygenated I've shown you by blue color. From lung, the oxygenated blood through the pulmonary vein enters into the left atrium. So from the pulmonary vein, through the pulmonary vein, the oxygenated blood now enters into the left atrium. When the left atrium is filled up, again the valve which guard the opening between the atrium and the ventricle, they get opened, and the the oxygenated blood now enters into the left ventricle. From the left ventricle through aorta, which is the main artery of the body, the oxygenated blood is sent to the various body part. Now, is it clear to all the course of the blood circulation through human heart? And this I would like that all the students one by one should depict and should say what is going on in this process. Let me have a discussion with you all also. For this, one by one, I will ask you all. Okay, Arohi Kashyap, unmute yourself, Arohi. Arohi Kashyap.
Yes, sir.
Arohi, tell me the course of the blood circulation through human heart, which I have just discussed. You can take the help of this image, the block diagram.
Sir, can you repeat the question?
Course of blood circulation through human heart. How the blood is moving, the oxygenated, the deoxygenated. Is it a problem for you, Arohi? Can you? Okay, if there is any problem, if you, have you understood? Arohi, have you understood? Okay. No problem. Sumit, unmute yourself, Sumit. Now you can unmute. Still the problem persists from your side. Let me. Sumit, unmute yourself. Okay, no problem. Next. Ashmit Raj. Unmute yourself, Ashmit. Ashmit, unmute yourself. Ashmit, unmute yourself. Ashmit. Ashmit, is there any connectivity issue from your side? Anshu Aditya, unmute yourself. Anshu Aditya.
Yes, sir.
Anshu, can you discuss the process of blood circulation through human heart, which we have discussed just now? Course of blood circulation through human heart.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Sir, the superior vena cava brings the deoxygenated blood from the upper part of the body
Okay. Then,
and fills up the right atrium.
okay, fill the right atrium. Then, go ahead. Continuous.
Sir, then the inferior vena cava is a tube that brings blood from the lower part of the body, that is deoxygenated blood, and fills the right atrium.
Okay.
When the
And-
right atrium is filled up, the deoxygenated blood enters into right ventricle.
Okay.
From the right ventricle, the deoxygenated blood reaches the lungs through pulmonary artery.
Okay, fine.
From lungs, the deoxygenated blood now enters into left atrium through pulmonary vein.
Okay.
When the left atrium is filled up with the oxygenated blood, then oxygenated blood enters into the left ventricle.
Okay. Okay, fine. Okay, then from left ventricle, where does oxygenated blood goes? To the different body parts. Okay. Now, students, can you tell me why the ventricles have thick walls? Anyone? Why the ventricles have thick wall in comparison to the atrium? Why the ventricles have thick wall in comparison to the atrium? Why do? Okay, Dhruv. Dhruv, unmute yourself, Dhruv.
Sir, because in ventricles the blood flow with a high pressure.
Okay, the blood flow with a high pressure, correct? Okay, good, Dhruv. You can mute yourself. Okay, Kushagra. Kushagra also wants to answer. Kushagra, unmute yourself.
Yes, sir. Sir, due to a strong contraction of the ventricles, high pressure include to the ventricles, so
Okay,
the ventricle
yes.
muscles are strong.
Yes, to withstand the high pressure, the ventricles need to be thick, the walls need to be thick, and that is why they are having this. Okay, fine. Next, this we have already discussed. And one very important thing, student, is that regarding the valves. Function of the valve ensures that the blood does not flow backward when the atria or the ventricle contract. Now, student, can you remember what is the name of this special circulation and what is the significance? This circulation through the human heart, there is a special name given to this. What it is? Okay, Kushagra. Okay, Rayan also. This time, Rayan. Unmute yourself, Rayan Ali.
Yes, sir.
Rayan.
This process was known as double circulation.
Very good, Rayan. And what is the significance of double circulation, Rayan?
It prevents the mixing of oxygenated and deoxygenated blood.
Fine. Okay. Sumit, let me also give you the option. Unmute yourself. Maybe now the network issue is sorted from your side. Sumit. I think still from your side, yes. Sumit, better once you check your mic also. Once you check your mic also. Yes, I've seen through the chat box you are answering continuously. Okay, no problem. Because it has to, okay, double circulation. Yes, all the answers you have given through the chat box. Good. Fine, correct. It is double circulation. And what is double circulation? In this case, the blood flow through the heart twice in one cycle. Now, students, one very important questions from both point of view, the difference between arteries and vein. Now, arteries, what are arteries? Arteries are the vessels which carry blood away from the heart. And remember, arteries always carry oxygenated blood, except there is one exception is there in our body, the pulmonary artery, because pulmonary artery, we are knowing that they carry the deoxygenated blood. So if we are saying artery carry oxygenated blood, then definitely we will say that these are the blood vessels which carry blood away from the heart. And veins are the blood vessels which carry blood towards the heart. That means the vein will always carry deoxygenated blood except pulmonary vein. And definitely the arteries have to transfer the blood to a wider distance, and hence what is the significance or the importance? They had to be, or we can say the arteries have to be thicker. Okay, because the blood flow through the arteries are under high pressure, and that is why they have to be thicker to withstand the high pressure. Okay, so always remember difference between artery and the vein is very, very important from the point of view of board question. One very important question. And the branch and the tube, the blood vessels which connect the artery and the vein, they are called the capillaries. So can anyone tell me what do you mean by what are the differences between arteries and vein? Anyone? What are the differences between artery and vein? Okay, Dhruv, wait. Let me give the option to Dhruv. Okay, cool. Okay, Anshu Aditya this time. Anshu Aditya, raise your hand. Anshu Aditya.
Yes, sir.
Yes, unmute. Yes, Anshu, say the differences.
Sir, in arteries carry blood away from the heart, and in veins carry blood towards the heart.
Okay, vein carry blood.
Arteries have thick wall as blood flowing through artery are unclear, high pressure.
Okay.
Veins have thin wall as blood flowing through vein.
Okay, correct. Correct, Dhruv. Your answer is correct. Okay, fine. Next, we are coming to lymph. Another important circulating fluid, definitely yellowish in color. And the most important thing is that hemoglobin is not present in them. That is why even we say it as a white vascular connective tissue. And the main function of the lymph is that they will assist in the transportation of digested and absorbed fat, okay, from the intestine. This is the main function of the lymph. Now, any queries, students, you have in the transportation? Any queries you have in transportation in case of human beings? Students, any queries or doubts you have in the transportation? Okay. Okay, fine. Yes, Sumit has a question. Does pulmonary vein follows the characteristic of artery? Pulmonary vein carries oxygenated blood. Okay. Pulmonary vein carry oxygenated blood. But we will not say that this is an artery. Okay, because this is the exceptional vein of the body. Okay, so it only thing is that only what is the similarity there? It is also carrying oxygenated blood, and artery have this feature of carrying the oxygenated blood. Got it, Sumit? Sumit, your doubt is clear? Okay, fine. Okay. Okay. Now, the two type of blood pressures also we have discussed, the systolic blood pressure and the diastolic blood pressure. What do you mean by systolic blood pressure, students? Systolic blood pressure. I'm using systolic. Systole means okay, Dhruv, unmute yourself, Dhruv.
So systolic blood pressure means it is the pressure measured at the time of ventricular systole or contraction.
Yes, the main thing is that I asked systole means that is a contraction. Okay, Dhruv. And diastolic blood pressure?
So it is the blood pressure measured at the time of ventricular relaxation.
Relaxation, that is diastole. The literal meaning of the word diastole is relaxation.
Relaxation.
Yes, okay, good. Now we are coming to the next topic, that is transportation in case of the plants. Student, plant do not have any specialized organ to pump like water and the minerals. But one very important thing is that they have certain specialized connective tissue, and that is the xylem and the phloem. The xylem transport water and the absorb mineral, okay, in vertical direction. Now, always remember, there is now one very important thing I would like to share here, students. Maximum time in the examination, you get a question that what do you mean by the translocation? So definitely the transportation of the material over the long distance through the vascular system is called the translocation. Let all of you look to this image which I have shared with you all through this slide. Just a moment. Yes, all of you see this. Okay. Xylem, and this is the phloem. Okay. Now the water conduction through the xylem. Definitely the water which is present around the soil particles, the water will cross the different layer of the root. Then it enters into the stem xylem. From the stem xylem, it enters into the leaf xylem, and then through the stomata present in the guard cell, the water escapes out. Now the negative signal is created in the plant that the water loss is occurring continuously and the water need to be absorbed again. And that is why this negative signal goes back to the root to absorb more and more water. Because of the fact that this pull arises due to transpiration, this is called transpiration pull theory or mechanism of ascent of sap. Okay. Is it clear to all? This part. Okay. Now, the most important thing regarding the transportation through of the food through phloem, this process require energy, but for xylem, no energy is required. This process phloem, transportation of the food through phloem require energy. It is with the help of the companion cell. The companion cell will provide the energy. Material, food material is lodged in the sieve tube, and definitely that area will have the high osmotic pressure. So water diffuses into it. It is then transported to the area where the osmotic pressure is less, and hence the food material is transported. Can anyone tell me the functional difference between xylem and phloem? Transportation through xylem and phloem. Functional difference, at least 3 points. At least 3 points in functional difference. Anyone raise your hand? Functional difference between xylem and phloem. Okay, Sumit, unmute yourself. Again, I'm not getting your voice, Sumit. Okay, no problem. I think some network issues definitely. Rayan. Rayan,
Yes, sir.
go ahead.
Xylem transport water plus mineral is equal to sap.
Okay.
And phloem transport water.
Phloem transport food.
Food, yes, sir.
Okay. Next difference.
Sir, phloem transport in both direction, downward and upward.
Okay.
And xylem transport in one direction, upward direction.
Okay. Any more
This is
difference?
called.
Rayan?
mm,
Okay. Okay, fine, Rayan. Anshu, you have also raised your hand. Anshu. Anshu, unmute yourself, Anshu.
Yes, sir. In xylem, sir, the no energy is used, and in phloem, the energy is used in the form of ATP.
Fine. In the form of ATP. Good. Very good. Very good. All of you have given the correct answer. Very good. So, student, there is assignment for you all. Write the question. Write the question. I am also the question is there on your screen also. Draw the sectional view of human heart. Draw the sectional view of human heart and label its parts. Label its parts. Draw the sectional view of human heart and label its parts. Okay, all of you. This is an assignment for you all. Very good. All the students have completed their assignment. Okay, good. So student, our class is about to end. Now today's assignment, definitely you will prepare the double circulation. Okay. Yes. And you will also practice the diagram of human heart. Thank you, students, for today's class.